Good afternoon and welcome to another ConeX portal LinkedIn Live. Today it's just Sam, Adam and myself having a chat. Please do join in with us. Please do comment because we'd love to hear what your thoughts are. What we're actually going to be talking about is ConeX education. So this is something that Sam and I have been talking about for quite a while now. It's something that we're passionate about, and so is Adam. And I know a lot of you people out there feel the same as we do. We all know there's a huge gap in the amount of young people who are looking at going into manufacturing and engineering in this country. We all talk about it constantly, but who does anything about it? Not a lot of people do. We're great at talking and very bad at actually taking action. So this is one of the reasons why Sam and I are or have been talking about and have been looking into actually doing something about it. So, where do we start? Sam?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So, explain a little bit around this ConeX education, because I know I've been partake of some of the conversations, and I think there will be people that will want to get involved with it. So, explain a little bit more.
I think the easiest way to understand what we're doing is essentially explaining how we're going to start. So the first thing that people are going to start to recognise and are already started to recognise is Angela posting a little bit more about education. And, we all know how passionate is about the sector and how passionate she is about encouraging the younger generation into our sector and into plugging some of this inevitable skills gap. And I think the as I say, the best way to kind of explain it is explain the steps that we're going to go through to actually kick it off and get it moving. So we're going to start with a map, which Angela can explain a little bit about what the map's going to look like and what we need people to provide us to be able to populate this map and how it's going to work and what it's going to look like. And, we talked about it a little bit this morning on our ConeX members call as well. And yes, we need people's help. We can't just build a map out of nothing and it just to sit there. We need a little bit of engagement. It's going to take 30 seconds if you're interested, if that, to be part of it, get the kind of word out there, get things spreading, and then we're going to build and develop on top of that map as we go. So, Angela.
So the map itself, it's as most ConeX members know, and hopefully a lot of our connections will have seen the ConeX map as well. Some originally created a ConeX map to show where members of ConeX community are, and we thought we could actually use something similar for education. In the last 2 years, I've come across a lot of individuals, a lot of businesses who do actually engage with schools in various different ways, but they only engage with the schools that they know, and they're only connected to the schools that they know. There are a lot of schools out there who don't have any connections, who struggle to find connections. It was interesting this morning listening to Andrea Wilson saying how difficult it was for her to connect with local schools. And so I felt there's a link missing. There's that connection missing between the schools, between manufacturers, and not just manufacturing, any business within the UK. Because yes, my passion is manufacturing. Yes, I want to push it. But it would also be great for the schools, colleges and unis to also have access to other businesses. I know from previously working for 16 years in insurance, I know there's a very similar problem in the insurance industry, trying to get young people interested to go in and to look at that as a career. So the point of the map was to try and get businesses and individuals who are interested in engaging or who are already engaging to actually sign up, fill in a form. As Sam says, it takes 30 seconds to fill the form in. The information on the form, all the data is held securely. I am ICO registered, so it's not going to be put into anybody else's hands. It's only going to be used to pass on to the schools with prior permission from whoever submitted that data. The data is not going to be used to be sending out newsletters or adverts or spam mail, anything like that. Not interested in doing any of that. All I want is I want you to sign up to be on the map so that schools know you're there and know you're willing to come and help out with things like who am I sessions, mentoring, mock interviews, or even open door if you're willing to open your door and have students in. There's lots and lots of ways that you can help and you can get involved with your local schools. And it's not going to take up much of your time. It's might be once, twice a year, an hour of your time. So it's not a huge commitment. It's not going to cost you a penny to sign up to go on the map. Everything's free of charge. But hopefully what we can do is we can create a UK-wide map that schools will have access to so that they can see who's available in their area to come and engage with them. Now, the other thing as well, and Adam will be testament to this, it's not just about local people engaging with local schools. Adam, you know yourself, you didn't you, with Plymouth University? Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, I through this the ConeX side, and I think some of this discussions with people around this this is where it came out around the ConeX and the education side. Was I had the opportunity to lecture to the operations management students at Plymouth University, and hopefully we'll be doing that again. In fact, Steve Murphy did as well. There was a few of us did, and we all did it. And superb experience, great experience, and great chatting with the students. So it does open out a whole host of different things for me. And there are these are bright spark people. The younger generation, I think, in my eyes, get put down a lot, and they shouldn't, because these people are bloody bright nowadays. Their intake of information is phenomenal, and the questions I got asked were superb. So yeah, it was a brilliant one for me. Brilliant experience. And I've signed up, so I can vouch.
Yes,
it is free.
Yes.
It is free because I'm a tight git and I will pay. So yeah, it is free, and it only does take about 30 seconds. So there is no excuse for it. And in particular, what I would say is around, from what Angela said, is though it's manufacturing, it's not just manufacturing, it's like the whole value chain. And so it can be a whole different skill set as well, not just STEM and stuff like that. You know, it opens out to a whole host of different things. And Mr. Murphy's just said, yes, I did quality 4.0, which is posted up. So yeah.
I think I think the main thing here that we're trying to solve is that the simplicity of getting students into real life situations. There's always this, how do I engage with education? How do I engage with manufacturing? Going between the businesses and the schools, and it needs some serious time and effort for someone in either of those parties to sit down and engage with find the right person in the business or find the right person in the school, sit down and have a proper chat and plan everything out. What we're trying to do here is kind of break that barrier, and so that obviously the businesses can sign up to this map, they can be part of this map. The schools have full access to the map, so they can go on it, they can see the exact businesses that are interested in engaging with them, and that's the conversation starter right away. It's an easy entry in. They know they're already open, they're already offering. There's going to be different icons on there to the kind of level of engagement that the businesses can.
Oh, I think we've lost Sam.
I think we've lost Sam. I know he's there.
Come in, have little tours around. Oh, was that my?
We lost. Yeah, we lost you a bit there. We lost you a bit there, Sam.
Yeah. So, but yeah. just making it easier. On the map, there'll be areas where the companies can identify what they're offering. So if it's an open door, they can bring students along and actually have factory tours. If it's an offer for mentoring, I was thinking about this yesterday. I had a good chat with actually Becky Moore from Plymouth University. And while I was going through uni, how great it would have been just, once a month, once every couple of months, to have a chat with someone in business. It doesn't have to be long, 20 minutes, just, this is what I've learned in one of my modules this week. How does this apply to what you do in the real world? Like something like that would have been incredible while I was going through uni, college, even school, wherever it was.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Is that I've just written it down here to ask you around that? Is are you looking to? Although you're asking for businesses to sign up, and we want that, we definitely want that, we need that because you want to join them together. What about students that want mentoring? Are you asking them to sign up, and what about the teachers that might be having an interest? So a particular focus teacher that might be dealing maths or might be doing metalwork, woodwork, or tech design or something like that, can they sign up to have communication with them, or are you thinking around that in the future? That's something I just wrote down a minute ago, so I thought I'd test you.
I think that comes into, as I said, explaining how this is going to develop and what this is going to become. So as a starting point, kind of map a register, if you like, of businesses that are open to engaging with schools, and obviously schools, colleges, teachers, students, individuals, whoever it may be, can use that map to speak to whoever they need to speak to. And then phase 2, I suppose, brings more of these kind of companies, individuals, and gives them an element to engage a little bit further and work using what's the best way to describe it, Angela? The ConeX ethos that we're already building potentially.
Yeah.
Is it now? Just very quickly, you've got ConeX Education. You call it ConeX Education, and then you obviously got the ConeX portal. Are you looking at them two separate entities, sort of thing, or are they joined and there is a relationship? There is a correlation, obviously, between them, but are they two separate entities?
They are separate entities linked through the kind of collaborative ethos. So as you look at it, they are separate, but behind the scenes they are linked. Obviously, Angela's heading up the education side of things. I'm heading up the manufacturing side of things. Therefore, there's a direct link because I speak to Angela every day, and it's important building that relationship and building that link, not losing the focus on what we're doing with the manufacturing community, not losing the focus of what Angela's doing with the education side of things, but keeping the conversation there, keeping things well linked is quite important in my opinion.
Very.
I think when Sam and I first started talking, he'd already set up ConeX portal, and when we first started talking, we could both see alignment there between what I was trying to do and what Sam was doing. So it's been really good, that we are very much aligned, and we both know where this should be going and sort of how we feel it should look. And I think, in the future, once we start to pull all this together, it'll become a lot clearer for everybody else as well. But, as Sam said, it's the ConeX portal and what he's doing with manufacturing is its own entity. But it very much connects to what I'm trying to do with the education side as well. So it is incredibly important.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say, because I know, Angela, you've done, because there was me and Bob Gimmer were supporting that a long time ago. You were setting up and thinking about that program. Is that something you're actually thinking of potentially doing within the ConeX education side? That program. And I'm putting you on the spot there because I was thinking about that because I thought that was fantastic, and I really did.
Yeah, absolutely. It is without a doubt, Adam, and it's definitely on the back burner, and definitely something that I'd like to pull through in the future once we've got everything else up and running, because I think that's an incredibly useful part, of the education. And I think sort of, I know Sam and I have talked about it, and Sam's talked about it in public before, about how when he was at uni, he never actually had any real work experience, never had did you, Sam? It was just sort of moral theory,
Yeah, because we spoke about that on our podcast together.
Degree, yeah. I don't know if that was the type of degree that I did, whether it was always going to be theory and more into the kind of management side of things, but it would have been nice to have that engagement. Out of interest, Adam, you're a multiple business owner, you're a very busy man. Would you, I don't know, do you see yourself being able to spare, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour a month to speak to a student? Would that be something that
there is no two ways about it. I would make it happen for me because they are so important for us moving forward. We have to invest and we have to bring on the younger generation. And for me, the younger generation have a fantastic opportunity and challenge in solving some of the world's issues environmentally, from a green, sustainable side. And as we've said before, and as Dyson said, it's the scientists, the manufacturers, the engineers that enable us to do that, along with all of the value chain that goes into it. So there's no two ways about it. For me, I will make time. It will not be a add-on. It will be a priority. I will make time.
And that's what we need from other people. It's not a major thing. It's not a huge amount of time that we're asking for. And it would be so incredibly useful. Our kids are so innovative. We get to our age and we've got our ways, we've got our knowledge, but the kids are learning all the time when they're younger, and they've got ideas, they're really bright ideas, that we should be tapping into. And I keep saying this, these are our manufacturers of the future. We need them, because otherwise, if we don't encourage them, where are we going to go? Where's UK manufacturing going to go?
The thing for me is I look at it as if you can energize and enthusiasm and help and support any younger person looking to do something, do it. It's a sad, sorry state of affairs if you can't spare an hour, half an hour. You mean half an hour? If you can't spare half an hour, you need to seriously look at yourself. I'll be very, very harsh and I'll be very, very blunt. You need to look at your bloody self, because it's half hour's nothing, and to impart your experience and knowledge, that's an obligation for me. That's an honor. That's a lovely thing to do.
Even if it's driving in your going to get a lunch, going to get a coffee, 20-minute drive, have a chat with a student. If there's the opportunity to do it, then we're going to be encouraging as many people as possible to do it, because that's all it takes. One little thing to spark in their mind. It's like, that makes sense. I'm going to go see how I can move my career in that direction. Just one little spark is all it really needs.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, even if you are already working with local schools, colleges and unis, please still sign up, because like Adam did where he presented to Cornwall University, you could do a similar thing. There are a lot of schools in areas where there's low employment, so there's not enough people or not enough businesses in that area to be coming into the schools. Somebody like you would be brilliant to actually do remote. We can all do remote now. We've got that facility these days. There's no excuse, none whatsoever. And the other thing is complacency. Don't think to yourself, oh, well, I might do it, or I could do it, but I'm sure somebody else will sign up. No, I need you. Sign up now.
The other thing I've just thought of while we're talking about that is there are people that are already active. There are people that already know they want to be in manufacturing. They go through apprenticeship. They go through all of this stuff. They're already there in these types of companies' businesses. Why not send those apprentices down to a school for an hour to have a chat about how they got there and why they went into that path? It doesn't rely on the director of the company to have to go and engage in the schools if they're too busy. There are plenty of people in your business that can be there on your behalf, especially those apprentices, those guys that are already there on the shop floor working. Go and get them to inspire some more people.
Yeah, and without a doubt. And that is actually one of the questions on the form. Do you have apprentices in your business who would be willing to go into schools? And it is important because they relate so much better to the students. So yeah, great.
Just excuse me, I am looking because I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile, Andrew, because I'm trying to find the link for the sign up. So I don't know whether you can remember it off by heart. I bet you can't, because that will be a long probably URL. But I will find it and I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say we'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put it in the comments, definitely. Yeah, because
it doesn't take long to sign up, and there's no excuse.
Yeah, something we've been working on in the background, and you'll see a lot more conversations around it moving forward. Because over the last 2-3 years, I've been on plenty of calls, plenty of events, plenty of people saying, "Oh, there's an issue. What we're going to do? Oh, 2 weeks later, let's go around and have the same conversation. Oh, there's still an issue. What we're going to do? We're just going to do something about it now, because let's stop complaining and let's find a solution." So yeah, you'll see a lot more information from us over the next few weeks and months and years and beyond.
Yeah. So instead of complaining and saying there's an issue, get and sign up the form.
Yeah, it's so polite, Angela. I'd have said it differently. Yeah, there's no excuse really. Just you just sign it. And I know there are certain people that will be on it straight off. So yeah, just sign it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So look out for that in the link on the comments, by the way, because I will drop it in as soon as I find it. I will drop it into the comments, and then you can sign up from there. I'm just searching through Angela's posts now.
Sorry, I'll send it across. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. But yeah, so please sign up. We're hoping to get that launched within the next week or two. It's incredibly important because I'm sick to death of seeing careers leaders posting on LinkedIn.
We've lost Angela.
Oh no!
Just mid-flight. We've lost Angela. Mid-flight into it.
Just going.
So yeah, as you were saying, I think it's you just sign up. It is the thing to do. And I
completely agree. We're trying, as I say, we're trying to make it a nice, easy way for anyone to engage either side of the coin. Join the dots a little bit better, and do something about it, and go from there. As I say, it's going to grow, it's going to evolve. It's just going to be hopefully a nice, easy way to connect students. So as we have lost Angela, not sure what's happened there. I thought I would be the one that would be being lost today, being in my kitchen with no electricity, but all good. So we'll leave that one there, and
superb.
Speak to you all next time.
See you all later.